Good afternoon. An influential MP is in Birmingham today to hear from people affected by riots in the city. So far, 103 people have appeared in court in the West Midlands. 27% of those have been aged between 10 and 17. The role of young people during the disturbances is the focus of the Home Affairs Select Committee hearing. It's being headed by Keith Vaz. Our reporter Kath Mackey has been there this morning. Kath.
Nick, I'm actually in a room next door to where this conference is taking place, and I think Keith Vaz is currently on his feet. There's a wide cross-section of people here to hear what he's got to say. We've got local residents, MPs, community groups. They've been holding workshops this morning, and the bottom line, all of them really want to know what lessons can be learned from these recent riots. Well, Keith Vaz, he's the chairman of the Home Affairs Select Committee. They'll be holding an inquiry. When he got here about 10 minutes ago, he gave me his thoughts.
We are looking for excuses. We're looking for valid reasons as to why things have happened. And the best way to find out what has happened is to come to somewhere like Birmingham, at the Soho Road, to talk to local people who've been affected and to hear what they have to say. That's young people and others alike.
Well, with me now is Khalid Mahmood, the Labour MP for Perry Barr. Khalid, you've just come out of the conference, so thanks for that to talk to us. We've heard a lot this morning about youth alienation and about breakdowns in parts of society. There'll be few people who disagree, but doesn't it sound like excuses being made for what was blatant criminality?
Well, there are elements of blatant criminality, and there were other people who joined in. What we want to do is find out what caused all this and to listen to the views of the people. It's fine for us sometimes as politicians and commentators to say these things, but at the end of the day, the only way you get to the bottom of this by listening to real people, and that was hopefully the exercise today.
Why were so many people involved in these riots, do you think?
You know, that's what we're trying to find out. This is the whole idea of having this session here. It's not for me to turn around and say, well, I think this happened, and I can be a commentator and I think this has happened. It was important for me to do this very, very quickly, whilst the iron was hot, to get these people across here and listen to their views, put a formal report together for the Home Affairs Select Committee, and Keith has just said that we'll be able to then present it to him formally.
Do people listen to these inquiries? We've had riots before, we've had inquiries. Just very briefly, will the people of Birmingham be heard?
Well, certainly what we'll do is ensure that we follow through the recommendations, and I will do that as a Member of Parliament, and people here locally will do that. So we ensure that we'll deliver this and make sure we get something out of this.
Khalid Mahmood, thanks very much. And this conference will be going on all afternoon. We'll bring you the latest at 6:30 on Midlands Today. Back to you, Nick.
Kath, thanks very much indeed. Well, it's not just the police who are studying CCTV and mobile phone footage from the recent riots. For scientists and researchers, this is a chance to learn more about the way crowds behave and what can be done to stop something similar happening again. Here's our science correspondent, David Gregory.
For the experts, it's this attack on a sweet shop in Birmingham that most clearly captures the triggers behind the riots. The series of small events that turn a crowd into a mob. Let's go back and look at things from the beginning.
People wandering around, really sort of looking to see what's going to happen. And here's the cluster of people outside Cyber Candy. When one person goes at it, then several others join in, because it's now been established that it's okay to do that because someone is doing it, and no one is stepping in to stop them. People are just watching them do it. They're playing to the group around them to show they are the most extreme rioters, if you like. And that person, by standing out first, is showing themselves to be more worthy of membership of the group.
So this is the key moment for this particular event.
If that had been stopped at that moment, then the rest of it probably wouldn't have happened.
Of course, understanding this behaviour isn't to condone it, but researchers want to learn more about this atypical riot so they can help prevent it happening in the future.
David Gregory, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.
And on tonight's programme, we'll be finding out why these disturbances were so very different from previous riots in the city. A fifth man's appeared before